YouTube land, thanks for joining me for another episode of 21 RC. That's right, we are here today for another episode of RC Shenanigans. You may remember this. That's right, I'm posing like the Chancellor of the Exchequer, only with something more exciting in the box. Right, this is the WL Toys, funny enough, V950 helicopter 6-axis job. You may remember this from a previous video from back in the day, because it was actually a donation or a gift or something from a subscriber. So yeah, we're gonna actually take a bit of a closer look at it today, and it's actually going to leave the floor. Right, so yeah, but before further ado, I'd like to thank all my subscribers out there. Now, I recently logged on to my my studio portion of YouTube and found that I actually had 115 subscribers, which, although it's in a general scheme of YouTube-ness, is actually pretty lame. But those of you who have subscribed, thank you very much. Your subscription is very well appreciated, and the channel does actually have more subscribers. It has actually shot up quite some bit from a little while ago, so in a sort of short amount of time. So I'm thankful, I'm very grateful for you if you've subscribed out there. But without further ado, let's take a look at this thing. So what do we know then about the V950 helicopter? Well, it is a 3D capable helicopter. Apparently it's 3D capable. I can't do 3D myself, so that's that out of the window. If you are a proper flyer though, this won't interest you in the slightest, unless you're into a bit of sports hall action, but then I guess you will probably have better stuff from the likes of Align and KBS, etc. So again, this probably won't interest you, but for the casual flyer who just wants something to mess around in the garden or the sports hall, this might be ideal. So yeah, it's quite small, as you can see, probably about 14 inches in length from nose to tail, including rotor blades. Right, so I got out of the box after it was donated. There was a couple of things I had to do. I did set up some links, and got some couple of bearings with which to finish the head blade grips off. So I've set all that up, and then I had to obviously I've done the flick test with the blades, so that's all working nicely. Now then, my next trouble was to get a battery. There's some degree of chaos with the battery. Now, there's a couple of places they sell them on Banggood, not Banggood UK. Banggood have the batteries. They're about 20 quid, which for a battery I think is a bit steep. So I found one on eBay and ordered it and waited for 3 months. And after 3 months, this turned up. So after 3 months, I had this turn up. Now, upon a brief look, it looked very similar to the 3Ss that I use in my 450 helicopter. And also, kind of, as you can see, kind of doesn't fit. So that was a bit of a disappointment. It was only a tenner, but it was from overseas, and it doesn't fit. So it's kind of like a tenner wasted. No matter how much, how good your imagination is, that won't go in there. So that was kind of a bit of a disappointment. So helicopter sat there again for a little while longer in its box at the side of the workshop, actually coming to nothing and doing nothing and becoming nothing. Then I thought I'd have another go. So again, I looked on the internet and I found one of these, and it was the proper size, and it arrived fantastico. So it arrived, and I popped it in, and it fits like an absolute glove. It's made to fit. It is the proper battery. Hallelujah. Except it isn't. It's 2S. Imagine my disappointment when I looked upon the battery and emblazoned upon said blue heat shrink was 2S, 7.4 volts. So another couple of quid wasted, but what do I do with this battery? That is the doorbell. If you'll excuse me, I'll go and see to that, and then I'll be back. If you're interested, quote for Windows, double glazing, having double glazing done. Right, so anyway, on with the battery. Yes, 7.4 volts, it's the right size, wrong voltage. So what can I do with it? Well, first thing in my mind is, well, what does it fly like with 7.4 volts? So I aim to find out. Now, today is a super windy day. The weather is vile. It is the end of March. It is the last day of March. It's chucking down with rain. It's super windy. So let's have a little fly indoors, shall we? A bit like one of those kids in the 80s in those adverts who fly kites near electrical pylons. Let's fly this helicopter indoors. Here's the transmitter, which you may or may not remember from the previous video. It needs batteries, so we've got to stick some batteries in there. That's his open. And it opens like that. Oh, there's already some batteries in there. That's handy. You know, I didn't even know. But I don't know how charged they are. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll peel them out. Duracell rechargeables. So I don't know how charged they are, but I do have some freshly charged Lidl rechargeables. That's right, the Tronic ones. Now, use about £3 for a set of 4, so I use them in my other transmitter. They're a bit of a squeeze compared with other AA's. I must admit, a bit of a larger size. So whether they fit in here or not is another matter. As we can see, they kind of, where they're quite fat, they actually don't fit, which is kind of a disappointment. Wait, that one's all over the floor. Right, so we'll peel them back out again. Okay, chuck the Duracells back in there. Right, pop that round, turn it on, let's see what we got. Right, apparently we have, I don't know if we can see that on the camera, we have 2 bars, so it's half full, screen's up, turn it off for a minute. And then we grab the helicopter. So we've got to pull the canopy off with its 4 clips, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the other side. And we get this here 7.2 volt battery, which is bang on the actual correct size to go in there. That fits in there lovely. Look at that. Absolutely made for it. Right, so that fits in there lovely. Next we've got to fire it up. So here we have radio and the helicopter. Now obviously those of you who fly, make sure your throttle is at the bottom there. Turn your radio on. Let's connect the battery. It comes with Dean's connectors. Make sure it's connected up on a nice flat surface, just so it can do all its little checks. There we go, it's done a bleep. This will be the first time that this has flown on air, or if you pardon the pun, on camera. So here we go. So then, with the weather being what it is, I can't possibly fly this tiny little thing outside. That would, even if I had a 500 or something like that, I may pause to take that out in weather like this. So we're going to stick to inside here, inside the little workshop, aka the studio. Going to plumb for this little gap over here. Let me show you. I'm going to choose this little space here. Let me just zoom out. That's the wrong way. So we've got a little bit of room here. Let's get ready to rumble. Okay, so make sure our throttle stick is at the bottom as per normal, and turn the radio on. There we go. Right, radio is on. Then we get our WL Toys V950. Just straighten those blades up a bit. Trouble with Dean's plugs, sometimes if you get a cheap one, they're not the best. Right, so there we go, all powered up. Let's be very irresponsible and attempt to, you know, get some head speed up. And you can see what 7.2 volt or 7.4 volt even, I keep saying that. So let's see what 2S does in a 3S helicopter. Right. I'm just going to move that around because I'm stood in the corner, so I want the tail facing me really. But it's been a long time since I did that. That was actually full head speed on 2S. Actually full whack in an enclosed space. So let's see what the proper voltage does, shall we? But first we've got to mod it. So I've taken the battery out. Then we need to fit this battery that doesn't actually fit. It's not made to fit, so we're going to do a bit bodgery. I'll tidy it up again later, but we've got some plastic snips. We just want to snip these because frankly it's probably cheaper to buy a new one of these lower frames than it is to actually find the proper size battery. So I say it's a bit too bob. I can tidy it up later with a Dremel, but that gets rid of those. I did purchase two of these 2-bob Velcro straps. They were like 96p each or something on eBay, 150mm long. Hopefully I've worked that out correctly. So we're going to stick this in here. So the idea is just basically wind these Velcro straps around. Around the whole thing. So as we can see, there's a couple of little sort of cutaway bits in the lower frame section anyway, so I've used those to make room for the strap. So there's 2 of those. So let's pop the second one in. I mean, for the purpose of this demonstration, probably really only need one attached. But I bought 2, so I'll stick both of them on it. So there we go, literally 3S attached. You watched it live. There you go. 3S battery attached there. So now it's time to test fire. Wrong industry. Let's try this one with the 3S. Let's do it. There you go, you heard it beep 3 times. It is 3S. Right, stick that nose out, tail in, just so I can see it from over in the corner. Now let's see the difference between that full head speed from the 2S to this 3S. I'm going to stand here out of the way because I don't want another mangled finger. As you can see straight away, that is loads different. Certainly more agile straight off the bat. And my thumbs are very well occupied right now, thank you very much. That's not even full throttle. Nowhere near it. As you can see, close. Well, as you can see, I couldn't take that to full throttle, especially not in an enclosed space like this. I was a little bit close to the number plate there as it was. But yeah, I still had throttle to go, unlike on the 2S, which I was at full chat live on camera there, but this wasn't anywhere near it. I was probably about half throttle and I was still going up in the air, so there was still plenty of room to go. So as you can see, the V950 that I was donated by a very generous subscriber there actually flies and actually works. Wants a bit of tweaking, but yeah, it does work and it seems to go alright. see if we can get some outside stuff done next, shall we? And with the threat of taking the helicopter outside, it has actually stopped raining for a moment, but I also thought I'd do a couple of other little checks as well, because the helicopter hasn't been really flown a lot. So you've just pretty much seen the inaugural flights of that thing. I noticed that a couple of little checks. I thought I'd do a couple of little checks because I've flown helicopters in the past before. I've dabbled in them, and I put the throttle hold on and I took the throttle up to midway point. I did notice that the rotor blades were actually below 0 degrees pitch, so I've just made a couple of little adjustments in that area. So now that the rotor blades are actually at 0 degrees on halfway throttle, so that should be that should improve things a little more. I'm just waiting for I'm just giving the battery a bit of a fresh charge, and we're going to see if I can take it outside and you can actually see it fly in the back garden in its very unnatural habitat. Sorry about the mess, by the way, in advance. Work in progress, as back gardens often are. So it's outside broadcast time to fly the WL Toys V950 helicopter outside for the first time, like probably ever, on the 3S. So again, thanks to the mystery subscriber who donated it all those months ago, possibly years ago now. I can't even remember when the video was. Quite some time ago, I think. But yeah, let's see it fly. That was the WL Toys V950 in flight in my own back garden. The very same one that was donated to me all those months ago, years ago even. And quick little mod there, just so you can stick a standard 3S helicopter battery in there. So the sort of ones that you fly in the older 400s or 450s. Possibly the 450s of old. I think they use something a bit bigger now, don't they? But yes, so just a quick mod that you can, without having to, you can use a standard battery in there without having to be held hostage by the like the special size brigade. So yes, overall, I'm actually quite pleased with it. I might actually charge this up again and have another little go in the garden off camera, just while it's not raining. So yeah, really pleased with that. Thank you again to the subscriber who donated. Really cheap, really pleased. And then I think I shall keep hold of this to have a little play in the garden when the weather is still. Again, thanks for quickly tuning in. I know it's a short one, but it's if you've got one of these, or you're struggling to get batteries for one or whatever, or you've just got one kicking around like I have had for the last couple of years, then dig it out and have a quick play with it, have a quick fly. But yes, the blade pitch adjustment there to 0 degrees on half throttle made it a little bit more responsive as well. So that's good, a little little thing to keep an eye on there. So yes, really pleased with the helicopter. Thanks again for the subscriber. Again, thanks to all subscribers who have subscribed. I'm really pleased that I've got well over into the 100 and something now. It's not a really great deal by the general scheme of things, but it is for my channel. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Ciao for now.